team from Autodesk returned from the World War II Valor in the Pacific National Monument in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, where we engaged in a project with the National Park Service to take a very detailed look at the Arizona Memorial, that is the structure above the water, and the actual ship, the USS Arizona, which lies on the bottom in about 40 feet of water. The objectives we had for this project, first and foremost, number one was preservation. The USS Arizona, of course, is a war grave. It actually is a tomb for 1,177 sailors and Marines who never got out of the ship. This was of course the first comprehensive survey of the site in 30 years. The result of that survey in 1983, you can actually see behind me on the very large screen, which is a beautiful hand-drawn rendering of what the dive team saw at that time. Second of all, in terms of objectives, was a risk assessment. So not only is it a tomb, but there's an estimated 500,000 gallons of heavy fuel oil still in the ship. And if you've been there, of course, you can see it leaking out of the ship and moving on the top. So the thought of either a large oil spill or the collapse of that ship, as a tomb, is just unthinkable. So these were the reasons that the Park Service wanted to have a look. And then, of course, to use this data for what I'm calling education through communication and education and communication through virtualization. That is, for the folks who can't get to Pearl Harbor or can't have the amazing experience that I and some of the other Autodesk folks had to actually dive on the Arizona, you could do it virtually through the Park Service website to increase that exposure, education, and communicating the history of this amazing place. The team, very quickly, Park Service, of course, was the owner. HDR, a long-time Autodesk major account service project manager on site. The Autodesk team, we pretty much handled the photogrammetry portion. Sam Arota and OIC both out of Honolulu handled the surveying, laser scanning, and sonar, respectively. So, again, we just got back a week ago, but we got some stuff we'd love to show you, so I'll take you through it if you roll the video. Oh, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. The other thing that I really liked about this project in terms of innovation was this was the first ever integration of 4 different reality capture technologies, including terrestrial laser scanning, multi-beam side scan sonar, photogrammetry, and believe it or not, underwater laser scanner. That's a laser that works underwater. Pretty great stuff. So now we can roll the video and I'll take you through some of the very early results. So like any project that involves all this measurement data, you have to have ground truth. You have to be able to tie it to the ground with good survey data. So Dennis Arota and his crew did that. This is some really early look at the sonar data in ReCap, still actively working on this. And then the laser scanning of the memorial itself, which Dennis and his guys caught at sunset. I mean, it's amazing. And we were also exceptionally lucky that we had the memorial to ourselves, because typically there's a lot of high tourist traffic on this site. So already you can see we're dealing with survey data, sonar data, and now the photogrammetry. So this involved putting divers in the water, taking a series of photographs around targets that the Park Service hauled out for us. Note the one top left, that's actually a vent on the deck of the Arizona that's overgrown with coral. Bring all that data back into the office, a fair amount of post-processing, and then get results like this. So that is that vent that is overgrown with coral. The yellow targets we actually surveyed so we could tie this to the ground and add to that cohesive model of all the different data types. One of the obvious challenges, or maybe not so obvious, for the photogrammetry was the water clarity. The visibility in the water is about 8 to 12 feet. So some challenges, but we still got some pretty amazing results of artifacts like this. So a Coke bottle on the deck of the Arizona, or a cooking pot on the deck. Because of course the attack on December 7th, 1941 came at about 8 a.m., so it was breakfast time. you wonder about the backstory, what happened here. But the detail of this mesh is what's so exciting about the ReCap technology, because the precision and the accuracy is just, the product surprises us every day. And while we were doing this, of course, we were under the constant watchful eye of those 7,000 visitors per day on Memorial, and engaged in some amazing conversations about what are you doing here, and what's this technology you're using, and why is it important, and most important to me, some really heartfelt thank yous. So here you see an open hatch deck in Arizona. What's interesting is every hatch we saw was open, which I think speaks to, for one reason, the ship sank in 9 minutes. This is teak decking, actual teak wood. This is the greatest day at the office I've ever had. This is Sean Hurley and I in a Coast Guard helicopter flying the site, getting aerial still images and video of the memorial to again add to this cohesive model. And you can see the oil there on the tide, reaching up, rising up from the ship. The results you'll see here in just a minute, but boy, if you can see our faces, we were grinning. And here's a very early look at the results of that model in ReCap. So we're still working on it, but we were really pleased with this, right? It gives you instant context of what you're looking at, okay? We hope ultimately to take all of this data moving here into InfoWorks and have InfoWorks host this. This model by colleague Rick Johnson, amazing, from actual original plan data of the ship, allows us to go inside and navigate up, down, all around the ship. So of course you can be involved in a project like this and not have some really personal experiences, moving experiences, whether it's diving up on the bow where the 14-inch guns are, or sneaking a peek into a portal, actually looking inside the ship. Pretty amazing day. So there are a million more stories to tell, the finished models to show, and visualizations, simulations, and analysis, all coming in the next few months, including what you're seeing here, and we can't wait to bring them to you. So thanks very much.